All right, hey YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Jazzy Time with your host Bailey. How's it going, everybody? We have part 3 of this nail design here. I'm going to finish it up and put the wood grain and the bugs on here and get these finished up today. I will insert the photo here again, but that's my reference, so I have it here on the very broken iPod so that I can kind of get this. I've never tried this wood grain technique before, so I'm hoping it's going to turn out well. I'll show you guys what I've picked out. I also forgot the little jewels. Okay. All right, so I have crystal clear AB stones for the little stones on their back. I have some very, very teeny itty bitty mylar because I use larger mylar in this. This is part 2, the extending the nails and that, smoothing them out. But I have like tinier ones because the bugs don't have a whole lot of space to go into, so we need a little bit. I have some silver caviar beads. For the green and blue bug, I'm going to use these 2 gel polishes from Tips and Toes. They're Nail Innovations. This one is 101. It is a navy cat's eye blue. And this is their neon green. It's 020. For the little red bug, I'm going to, because this kind of, it's hard to see because there's no top gloss on it yet, but the orange and the red kind of made this like hot pinky color. So I'm going to do pink for the little, like there's the long bug and the, oh, sorry. There's the long bug and there's like, I call it the squatty bug because it's smaller. So that, I'm going to use 1558 and 1559 for the wood grain color. I'm also going to pull in maybe a little bit of this 1568 just for tiny itty bitty little highlights. I also may pull in 1612, a little bit of gray, just to try and get that realistic looking color. I also have Nail Innovation Shiny Shades Licorice for my black and 1530 for my white. Let me move some of these fangs out of the way. I need these ones out first. What else? I'm going to be using my 7mm detail brush. I will also be using this very small dotting tool. And I will use some of this Builder Gel Redemptions for the back of the beetles to give them that raised look and to adhere my mylar. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to use my Bright Colors brush here and wish me luck. All right, so as I said in the other one, so these ones, I want to make it look like, I'm going to bring the wood color to meet this. I want it to look like it's, the wood's fading down onto this glitter. So I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this one as my base color, and I'm going to go in and color these nails in. And of course, I'm going to top everything with Sheer Brilliance and Sheer Brilliance 3. So yeah, I'm trying to get my tile over here because I forgot to grab it. There's no watermark in this picture. So I wish I could give the proper person credit for the inspiration. And I've had this picture for so long. forget to cap your tips. And then for these ones, I'm trying to fade this, so I think I'm going to take a makeup sponge. This is a not so dense makeup sponge, because you can get ones that are like this one's super dense. This one's a little less dense. This is more of a lower quality makeup sponge that I got from the dollar store. And I'm just bringing that down just over the top of that glitter. And I'm gonna go like this. And I'm gonna fade it out a little bit. Yes, yes, I like that. Yes, this is, my plan is coming together. This is wonderful. Cool, all right. So yes, that's what I'm doing. So just down over top of that ombre color, and then I'm going tap, 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 tap with my makeup sponge to soften that color and soften that transition between the ombre underneath the nail to make it look faded. So now I'm going to take some of these other colors and I'm going to pull them through in different directions and sort of get my wood green going here. What you doing, Vinny? You guys can see? Okay, good. And I'm pulling it through while it's still wet so that it levels nicely. And I'm trying to like wiggle and give like the little knots that are in the wood. I'm going to do the same up here, but smaller. Or trying to keep it smaller. It's very hard to do when my hand is not being rested on anything. But and then every time I put a color on these ones, I'm just going to soften the bottom so that they blend together. So it still looks like that little fade. And I'm kind of tapping my sponge off on my tile. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a little bit of gray. Still, while these are wet, I haven't cured anything. Just trying to get some different colors going on in here. A lot of the, like these two, a lot of it's going to be covered, so I'm not going too crazy. Because we're going to have the bugs on those two nails. But I am just trying to make it look like some wood. think the black will just make everything kind of pop a little bit. I need a little bit of dark brown. What do you guys think? I think I'm gonna take a little bit of black. Stringy. I'm gonna take a little bit of the dark brown here and add a little bit of black to it. Put a little bit of a dark, yeah, there we go. Pull a couple of these dark lines into here. It's fun because this is really kind of like almost like a very messy design. So it doesn't have to be perfect, which is fun. I like designs when you can just kind of mess around and go for it. Okay. I'm gonna fade these. Again, so that those little brush strokes aren't so harsh. And I think I'm going to cure that. I didn't even need any of that orange. Snap my little lids on. Definitely gonna need my white. I'm gonna pause. Okay, so those are cured. Now, upon further inspection of this picture here, I want to get these super fine lines in here. So I think I'm gonna get that with the tips of my ombre brush here. So I'm going to take a wipe and I'm going to wipe out the bristles just in case they have any color in them. And then I'm gonna kind of mess it up in my hand a little bit so that they're really fluffy. And then I'm gonna just touch into the lid on the black and then kind of drag it out on my tile. And okay. And I'm gonna, oh yeah, there we go. Just kind of pull some black lines, maybe. No, I don't know if I'm liking that. Okay, scratch that. Etch a sketch. All right, so I'm gonna take Sheila. I'm gonna load my bristles so that the brush is very thin. And put the camera down this one. Okay. And I am adding no pressure to my brush. I'm loading up my bristles and just lightly dragging it down the nail so that it's not making too much contact with my nail to get these very thin lines. And I'm just also giving the brush a little wiggle so that we get that wood grain. Yeah. That's good, yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So we'll do the same thing. Very, very light pressure. Trying to get like some like knots to appear in the wood, you know what I mean? You know how wood has natural knots. It's cool. Oh my gosh, I'm excited, you guys. This is like working so well. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear my toddler? Make sure I keep running my brush through a little bit of black on my tile just to keep it loaded. Sorry, I get kind of quiet sometimes. Can't walk and chew gum at the same time. But we all knew this. Oh yes, I'm liking that. Wait until the top glass goes on. It's gonna look awesome. So I'm just kind of like pre-adding the little swirl where I have my knots kind of planned out into my paint. And using sort of like laying the brush down just a bit to get a little bit of that kind of thicker demarcation marking that goes in the wood, you know what I mean? All right, so just like that. Focus, 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 focus. Why doesn't it want to focus? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to cure that in place for 2 minutes in my UV lamp. I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to take Vinny's building a tower. So if something falls into the camera, I apologize, everybody. So now I'm going to take my white and I'm going to mark off the shell of my bugs. So the blue and the green one is like a long heart. And then I'm going to fill it in And I know it seems like, you know, like a waste of all that art behind it, but you wanted it to, I wanted my wood to flow properly, so I don't mind doing that. Is that so? So there I have like a long heart, and then for this one, I'm going to do, I don't want higher or lower, and we'll do it backwards. We'll see. I'll do the little squatty heart, or almost like a spade. But I want to make sure that I can color the name or color the shell properly. Okay. Okay, so, oh, that's going to be tough. So there are my two shells. One's going to be walking up, one's going to be walking down. I'm going to cure that. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of this color. Vinny got upset. A little bit of this color on my tile, because I don't need much. But I thought these matched the pigments I used the best. And the white base will really help them show. So I have these two gel polishes on my tile right now. And I'm going to open up this pink. And I'm going to use Sheila, and I'm going to paint in the colors on the shell. Oh, how many? Yeah. Okay. So I'm not worried too much about it being opaque because there's going to be glitter and things over top of it. But I'm just cleaning the pink out of my brush, and I'm going in with the neons, sorry, the neon green at the base of this shell. And I'm going to attempt to fade it up into the blue and get a nice little ombre on this shell. Is that so? So as I fade this down, I'm going to meet them in the middle. And then I'm going to take some of this green and bring it up and try and blend these as best I can with a single bristle. Kind of tapping back and forth. I kind of like the color that it's becoming. Oh my gosh, you guys can't even see me. Oh! So there are my two little bug shells. So sorry about being off camera there, guys. I'm going to cure these again. Okay, so before I do the rest of the shell, I'm going to go in with the black and do the body so that I don't mess up or anything like that. So I'm going to load my bristles. And I'm going to start on the little bug. You guys can see me, just the camera. Okay. Do the little neck. So it's almost like a ladybug. And then I'm going to split the shell. I'm going to do the bug's head. And little antenna. And I'm going to do the little legs. I like to lay it down and then pull in so you kind of get a little knuckle connection for the little bug, you know what I mean? Makes it look a little more realistic. And then this one I'm going to do down here. Because the bugs, it's either, you know, it has two goes forward, one goes back, or vice versa. And then this side, I'm not going to worry about the rest of the legs on that part, except for this part. Just like that. Oops, sorry. Bug. And I'm going to flash cure that because it's kind of awkward the way I'm holding my hands. Okay. And then same thing with this one. Split the shell. Paint the neck. Paint the head. I'm going to give this one a little longer antenna. I'm going to do the two legs this way. Oh. Just like that. And then I'm going to cure that again. Okay, so with the white and both the dotting tool and my detail brush, I'm going to give the bugs some little highlights here and there. Before we finish anything off. Doing little dots on its legs. So you can kind of see them. I just highlighted like the neck area and the shell. some eyes. Just like that. Same thing on this one. Just like that. Boy, I really wish this camera would focus today. There we go. And I'm going to cure that again, and then we're going to move on to bedazzling these little shells. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of builder gel and my detail brush. And actually, I'm not going to use my detail brush. I'm going to use my gel brush so that this spreads a little faster. And I'm just putting a little layer. Hope you guys can see me. Yes, good. A little layer over the shell of both of my bugs. Okay. And now I'm gonna open up this tiny little mylar. And these, I'm probably going to grab a smaller size. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. So I'm going to grab these little crystals with my wet brush. And I'm going to put them, where's my fingers? There they are. I'm going to put them in the tops of the shell. Just like that. And then I'm going to use a brush and just pick up these little itty bitty pieces. And fill the rest of the shell with them. And I'm going to put a lid on this before anything happens. And this too. Going to grab some of these. And also put them near the stones. If it will come off my freaking brush. So meticulous working with very tiny things. I'm going to put these ones on the top of this one. Sorry, I'm off camera again. Trying to see. Such tiny little details. Oh my gosh, focus is terrible today. Focus. There we go. So I'm going to cure that again. And then I'm going to cover these shells. And then we're going to... Okay, so there they are all finished up. I've just added oil and all that good stuff. They definitely turned out the way I wanted them to turn out. I love the way they look. They look awesome. Anywho's, I hope you guys enjoyed that watch me work video. Make sure you click, comment, like up this video if you guys like this video, other people can see. It helps me grow my channel. Make sure you subscribe, get that bell notification on. I post every few days. I don't know what the content's going to be, but it's content. You can follow me on Instagram at bc_jazzy_time, or you can follow me on Twitter at nailsb. But anywho's, I hope you guys all stay tuned and stay jazzy.